We all know that splitting up or separating is not an easy thing, and it gets even more sensitive when children are involved. So welcome to my channel. This is Chero. If you are new here, please consider subscribing to the channel, and if you have already subscribed, thank you very much. So today I'm going to talk about the effects of separation or divorce on children. The truth is, separation does impact children, and sometimes in ways which sometimes you wouldn't quite expect. But then this shouldn't hold you back from going ahead with your divorce. You know what is good for you. You know what is good for your family. I mean, you are two adults and you understand what you want. So if it is the divorce, just go ahead with it. I'm just here only to enlighten you, because in the process of you divorcing, I tell you, children are much more affected. So here are some of the ways that your kids will express their feelings, or some of the changes that will happen when you guys are having your divorce. Number one is that they will feel angry. Kids may feel angry about divorce, but then again, if you think about it, it makes sense. Their whole world is changing and they feel that they even do not have much input on it. Anger can strike at any age, but it's particularly present with school-aged kids and teens. These feelings may arise from the feeling of abandonment or even, loss of control. Some kids may actually sometimes direct the anger inwards as they feel like they are responsible for their parents' divorce. Number two is that their grades in school might suffer. Academically, kids whose parents are going through divorce or separation earn lower grades at school. And they even have higher chances of dropping out of school compared to their peers. These effects may be seen as early as age 6, but may be more noticeable as kids reach the ages of 13 to 18 years old. There are several possible reasons for these kids, to make them register lower grades in school. And it's not limited to like the kids feel neglected. And as soon as a child feels that they are neglected, and then it's definitely going to affect them psychologically. And that's why in the end, when they are in school, they might lose concentration in class, and that definitely will bring their marks down. Another one is the child is depressed or distracted by increased conflict between their parents. And for sure, this is going to affect their grades. And the not so good thing about this is that with time, they get less interest in academics at the high school level. And this will make them not to have interest of, furthering their education. Number three is that they will withdraw socially. You may notice that your social butterfly child has all of a sudden become shy, quiet, or even anxious. And this is probably because they are feeling a lot and also thinking a lot. They may feel uninterested or even fearful of social situations. Social situations like hanging out with friends or even attending events from school or anywhere else. And in the end, this will lead the child to have low self-esteem. So boosting your child's confidence or inner peace may help them come out of their shell and become the brilliant or become the vibrant child that they were before. Number four is that they will feel separation anxiety. Younger children may show signs of separation anxiety, including, clinging, crying, while the younger kids or toddlers will result to clinginess. The older kids, might start to ask where the other parent is, the whereabouts of the other parent. Number five is that the little ones may regress, is that they will revert. They, instead of making steps when growing up, they will go back to where they'd come from. Like they will start bedwetting, thumb sucking, or they start, throwing tantrums. If you notice these signs of regression, it is a sign that the child has been too much stressed, or they find it difficult to cope with the separation transition. These signs can be worrisome, and you might not know where to start, with helping your little one. But what you can do is continuous reassurance that you will be there, or the two of you will be there with the kids, or keeping consistency in the actions that makes your child feel safe. Number 6 is that their eating and sleeping patterns start to change. This is to say that their BMI, or the body mass index, over time might be significantly higher than children who haven't gone through, separation. These effects, though, are mainly noted in kids who experience separation before turning 6 years old. Children in most age groups also encounter sleep issues, which may, contribute to weight gain. This goes back to regression that I had mentioned earlier, but can also include things like nightmares, belief in monsters, or other fantastical beings that bring feelings of anxiety around bedtime. Number 7 is that they may pick or, take sides. When parents fight, research explains that children go through cognitive dissonance and loyalty conflicts. Well, this is just a fancy way of saying that the children feel stuck, or they feel uncomfortable being stuck in the middle, not knowing if they should side with one parent over another. The loyalty conflict may become more pronounced as children get older, and unfortunately, it may eventually lead to a total break in contact with one parent. Kids may also show their discomfort with increased stomach aches or headaches. Number 8 is that they go through depression. While a child may feel initially low or sad about the divorce, studies have shown that children whose parents are going divorce are at a higher risk of, developing clinical depression. Even of more concern is that a few are also at higher risk of suicide threats or attempts. While these issues can impact kids of any age, they tend to be more prominent with kids from the ages of 11 and above. And boys may be more at risk of suicidal thoughts than girls. And this is according to the American Academy of Pediatrics. And number 9 is that they engage in risky behaviors, such as abuse of alcohol and drugs, aggressive behavior, getting into problems with the authorities. Some kids will start, getting physical with others. They would always want to fight or box others. They just become rough. Early introduction to sexual activity are also possible. For example, studies show that teen girls tend to have sex at earlier ages when they live in a household where the father or a father is not present. Research, however, does not show, the same risk for boys. And this early sexual engagement might be attributed to several factors, including modified beliefs on marriage and thoughts of, childbearing. And finally, number 10 is that these kids will eventually face their own relationship struggles. Studies show that when parents divorce or separate, there is a high chance that their own children or kids might end up just like them. This is because a split between parents may change a child's, thoughts and attitudes towards relationship in general. They may be less interested in entering long-term or committed relationship in the fear that it might just end up like that of their parents. Living through divorce or separation shows kids that there are many alternatives to family models. Research also shows that children from broken families, if I may use that word, may choose cohabitation. Well, that is basically like living together without being married over marriage. However, it's worth noting that cohabiting is fairly normalized in our current culture. I think nowadays it has nothing to do whether a person is coming from a family that had divorce or not, regardless of family history. There we come to the end of my 10 points of the effects of separation and divorce on children. So in my next video, I'm going to discuss about the tips of how to help kids cope with separation and divorce of their parents. Well, it's always my pleasure to share some few tips with you. And if there is anybody out there who is going through a divorce or separation, well, I pray that all will go well, and above all, that your children will not, get caught up in the middle of your divorce. So I wish you all the very best, and that is life. That is what I can say. It is life. It is what it is, and I wish you that you can get through it successfully. And yeah, to all the rest, I wish you all a very good time. And I wish you also good luck in all your endeavors. And take care of yourselves. I love you very, very much. And above all, God loves you very much. And until next time, take care. Bye bye.